This is the Jia Jumpsuit, and in this video I will show you how you can make one for yourself. The pattern for this is available on my Etsy shop, which is linked in the description below, or you can scan the QR code on the screen. This pattern includes 1 cm seam allowance. You will need 2 to 3 meters of medium weight stretchy fabric for this pattern, as well as matching thread and optionally a twin needle. We start by attaching the front pieces right sides together along the crotch and front curve. However, for the opening of the front, we want to leave 19 centimeters at the top, which we do not attach to another. We do the same for the back piece, but we do close the entire seam from crotch to neck. Next, we attach the shoulder seams, also right sides together. We can then close the side seams. We start at the armhole and sew all the way down to the bottom of the flare. And again, we repeat the same step on the other side. We can now close the inner leg seam. For this, we want to make sure that we align the front and back seam for a neat finish. We can pin outwards from here and then close the entire inner leg seam. Moving on to the sleeves, we fold each sleeve in half and sew them shut. We then want to attach the sleeve to the jumpsuit, which we do by folding the sleeve right side out and feed it into the jumpsuit, which is wrong sides out at this stage. Making sure we align the sleeve seam with the side seam and the center of the top of the sleeve with the shoulder seam. We of course also want to pay extra attention that we are attaching the respective sleeve to the correct side of the jumpsuit and not confuse the two sides. We can always recognize the front of the sleeve by the steeper curve. Once we have pinned the sleeve in place, we can attach it to the jumpsuit and then repeat the same steps on the other side. We can then move on to the facing pieces. We start by attaching the back facings to each other. We can then attach the back facings to the front facings along the shoulder seam. Next, we need to close the bottom of the facing for a length of 5 centimeters. The facing can then be overlocked all around its outer edges. We can then attach the facing to the neckline of the jumpsuit. For this, we want to make sure to align all seams to the corresponding seams on the jumpsuit. We sew along the entire neckline. Next, we want to top stitch the entire neckline with a stretchy stitch for the facing to lay flat. To make extra sure it doesn't pop out when wearing the jumpsuit, I would also recommend to stitch in the ditch along the shoulder seam and tack the back facing onto the back seam. Lastly, we need to hem the sleeves and bottoms of the jumpsuit and are then already all finished with this project. And here is the final outcome. I think this is such a cute style and such a fun pattern to make. It is a really quick sew, which sometimes is just what you need. This is also the kind of pattern where you can have so much fun with the different fabrics because it will have a huge impact on the outcome. For example, I also made this all black version, which is a little less fun, but I also really love it. I think this is a really versatile pattern and piece, and I hope you think so too. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial and thank you so much for watching.